Yes.
Yeah.
I like the one with your mom. I like that was awesome.
Yeah, with the dog that's judging me with those eyes the entire time. Like, can you believe this motherfucker? And this is what the dog is saying with its eyes the whole
I should have said hi to your mom when she came here. I didn't get
Well, you might get a chance. Now, I was gonna say, if I need to call her to pick me back up, that's cool. But if you could drop me off downtown, that would be fantastic too. I didn't know if anybody had had lunch or anything. If y'all wanted to go eat somewhere. You know.
Yeah, I haven't. That's fine with me. I told Kevin I'd try to get. We're leaving tomorrow,
Right.
So he's like packing the bus and doing all that shit right now.
But if y'all wanted to grab a late lunch and like if one of y'all could drop me off downtown, that'd be great.
Okay. Yeah, I got to go through there anyway. Deal with pickle.
About lunch, maybe.
So,
yeah, there are plenty of places close by. Hub City Deli is really good.
I had breakfast here this morning.
At the Hub City Deli?
Yeah, every day that I can, I'll eat breakfast over there. They're massive.
But there's Five Guys. It's right down there, and there's Perkins, and there's Chili's, and
all the chains.
all the chains.
You got
all the chains.
Chains.
Chain
Chain of food.
Chain of food. That's right.
I think that might have been the first song I ever jammed with you guys with the Grove.
It might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was on roller skates.
I had no clue, like, what to make of you. I was like, who the fuck is this? You rolled in like a whirlwind.
Well, I realized, like, when you're going somewhere for the first time, you're trying to make an impression.
Right.
You got to give them something to remember.
We did that.
Well, yeah, you got to give them something to remember about.
Yeah.
Who comes in on roller skates?
If you can make a blackout drunk remember you, you're doing pretty good. So, mission accomplished, my friend.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I remember that. Because I did that on Broadway for a while, too. I'd roller skate down on Broadway and go take, like, the bass away from somebody, give them a break, and go play a couple songs or whatever.
There you go.
And everybody would be just like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, I can't tell you. Witness protection program.
Still figuring that part out.
I don't know who I am.
I don't know who I am anymore.
Oh my god. So Jeff and I did a gig on Saturday, and I still use meow sounds for solos.
What's that?
Meows for solos.
Yeah.
Meow, meow,
Yeah.
meow, 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 meow.
I that's been a habit that I've been in since.
I'm telling people that's the only way to sing a solo to somebody. You have to
I
do
do
that.
it on Patience.
Oh.
Meow 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 meow.
Dude.
Yeah, it's great.
I can't whistle, so I can't do that song.
Yeah,
Can you guys whistle?
I can't whistle.
I cannot whistle.
No, I mean I can, not consistently, not well. My dad could whistle really well, but he's.
I used to be able to whistle before I had braces, and after that I couldn't whistle anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can whistle bird song and sing whistle.
Nice. Well, if I ever go duck hunting,
Except for that time where they
taking
do
you
like
up.
the-
I can't do that shit at all.
This right here,
That shit's
I can't do that.
crazy. That's loud as hell.
That's some pretty country shit right there.
For a guy wearing a Pantera shirt.
Yeah. Well, it is a camouflage picture.
That's true.
So
There's that.
So we're just talking about road stories, and that same weekend I think that you and I wrote Hole.
mhm.
Wasn't that the same weekend that Jim was with us?
I think
Jim
so.
and Lou.
I think so.
You remember that week? It was Jim Phipps's birthday.
Yeah.
We took him to the strip club.
Yeah.
We paid that stripper to beat the shit out of him.
We played in Florida with him, and I went deep sea fishing with T.O.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
And Lou.
I almost killed him.
Lou is crazy.
You know he passed away.
I didn't know
Did
that.
he? When?
Handful of years back.
Jeez. Well,
Really, from what?
I don't know.
I mean,
Huh.
it could be a number of things. Man, yeah, he was a crazy dude.
Sure was.
Yeah.
I just remember him going off at me at saloon number 10, and I was like, "Cool, you can find your own way home, man."
Right.
And Jim was begging him to apologize to me so he could get him back, because it was Jim's the whole reason he was there,
Yeah.
because he needed a tech or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, if he wants to help out, we'll all pitch in. No. Does EMN still have that drum riser?
Who's got that? They do, but it hasn't been used.
Do they want to sell it?
I don't know. Maybe. I can ask, but
I've been looking at that thing for years, going like, this would be very handy.
Yeah.
yeah. Last I heard, it was just storage.
I also have storage.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about that? I love it when a plan comes together.
Python's got it actually.
Who does? Oh, Paisan. He's had it for a while, yeah. Awesome. Well, when's the last time you played in Memphis? You were just there, weren't you?
I did. Let's see. I was in Memphis. Well, I was in Tunica.
Oh, that's right.
I was in Tunica Sunday. I played the Gold Strike Casino.
Oh, Gold Strike?
Yeah.
I used to do that
Yeah, I did that with the Memphis Yahoos.
That's right.
dude.
Cool. How many bands are you playing in right now?
Whoever will hire me.
Okay.
You know me. My motto is if they're paying, I'm playing. Just kind of like Jeffro, I'm not full on mercenary, but no, that's technically like, I'm fortunate in that I'm spoiled for work and I can work as much or as little as I want to. What I really enjoy doing these days is teaching. Like I've got some young piano students that go in age from about 7 to about 16. And I
You think you
love-
could teach me how to play piano?
Yeah,
Good.
Absolutely.
Because I need help.
yeah.
I suck. Oh my god.
Teaching's fun.
I love to teach.
Yeah. You've always been good at teaching.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm the son of teachers, and which sounds like a bad horror movie, son of teacher. But it really, the idea of being able, having that legacy and that music being carried on by people who will hold me in, at least some regard long after I'm gone is a pretty awesome thing.
Yeah.
And between that and the records that I've played on and the songs that I've helped write and all that, I mean, dude, like, we really have lived some pretty charmed lives, like, what more do you want, like, it's pretty good, it's pretty good.
I know it's the whole reason I got into music really was to see the world, because
Right.
I knew I could never do it any other way. So I was
Right.
like, this is what's going to take me around the world.
When I got my first international touring gig with Little Milton, I remember the first time I ever flew on an airplane, I was getting paid to fly on an airplane and go to a gig. And I was 20. And I just thought to myself, this is crazy. Because, nobody in high school would have voted me most likely to succeed at much of anything except maybe a felony record. But there I was, and you have all those thoughts, that'll show my 9th grade English teacher. She didn't know what the hell she was talking about. but anyway, yeah, it was just a trip, and then to go to have that variety of experiences from being the token white guy in all black blues bands to being in I did that. Having before that, I was a keyboard player in a heavy metal band, and there aren't too many of those, you know. So I went from keyboard player in a heavy metal band to token white guy in an all black blues band to co-founding a group that basically wrote the Jackson, Tennessee cover set list for the last 3 decades. I mean, people are still doing covers that came from the Grove set list, you know. All that is just, you know, I still see people who are now active on the Jackson music scene that will come up to me and say, I used to come and see you with the Grove when I was a teenager, and y'all had such an impact, and you know, to have that kind of effect on your fellow musicians, you know, like that's a huge deal.
I loved it. I loved Sir Duke. That was always my favorite.
I some of the stuff that we did, like, you'd never hear anybody doing that. I remember we would do Ricky Don't Lose That Number by no, Ricky Don't Lose That Number is
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan.
Oh yeah.
And who does that? You know, like, who can even cover Steely Dan? That's not easy stuff, you know?
But oddly enough, one of the bands I was in South Dakota covered a lot of Steely Dan songs, so.
Yeah, well, the people that like them really, really like them, you know? But anyway, so, you know, and all these years later, to have that kind of effect on people, I still run into people, and I couldn't tell you how I know them. I couldn't tell you how I met them, because they've just been, you know, and I have just been kind of a part of this scene for so long that, you know, you just kind of become part of the scenery, you know?
So, what about, I was thinking about some of the breakdowns and, like, shit that happened on the road we were on, because we had a lot of fucking issues. I remember when our trailer tire came off when we were going on the on-ramp and flew past us. Do you remember that?
So
I don't remember that.
There was a period, though, that I wasn't around, because I would drive separately to a lot of, there was a couple of years that I would drive separately for whatever reason. I mean, I also had a lot of stuff going on, and I think I had for a little bit of that time anyway. I was just trying to sustain a long distance relationship, so I was always like crisscrossing the country in that damn. First it was Jean-Claude Grand Dam, and then it was Malibu Barbie. Yeah. And between those two, I remember, like, I remember at one point we were in Sturgis, I think, and I had gone to visit, I think, Willie at the Blue Chip, because he was there with Eric Church, and somehow I ended up with the lead singer of Alien Ant Farm in the back of the Malibu. I don't know how that happened. It just happened. He was a weird dude, man. He was a very weird dude. But it was just like, yeah, this is kind of surreal, right? You know? Because, yeah, weird.
Yeah, that stuff happens.
Weird.
We find ourselves in some interesting situations.
But that's the breakdown that I remember, that I really remember, was when the death of Jean-Claude Grand Dam, which y'all didn't get to see, but trust me, it was epic.
Well, I got to pick you up from it.
You got to pick me up from it.
We were actually in Panama City finishing up. It was Panama City Beach, and you crashed it in, like, Montgomery.
It was about 20 miles south of Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
I was going north on I-65, and
I saw the car.
It was lightly raining. Okay, it was lightly raining, and I should have understood that when you're going about 5 miles an hour faster than everybody else on the highway, that's not a great sign. And the tires on Jean-Claude were kind of bald anyway, so that there was that. So it was like slightly raining, and I'm going about 70 and a 60, and for some reason my dumbass tapped the brakes, and so you know that when you spin around once, it's a 360. Well, when you spin around 10 times, it's a 3600, and that's what I did. I did a 3600 off of the interstate, down an embankment, and into a tree line. Okay, and if anyone ever had any doubt as to the fact that I have divine protection, that there's a power above, and it's been guarding me this whole damn time. If anybody had any doubt, okay, so 3600 off the highway, down the embankment, into the tree line, okay, Jean-Claude, like an automotive field goal, goes right between these two trees, either of which by itself was capable of killing me. Okay, right between them, like it's good.
Touchdown.
You know? Touchdown. And it also landed up on a stump, which essentially planted itself through the engine block. Okay, so it's not going anywhere. All right. Meanwhile, okay, I've got all my gear in Jean-Claude, and me, you know, I didn't have a scratch on me. Not one. Not one. No blood, no nothing. All the gear's fine. Car totaled.
Yeah.
That was the death of Jean-Claude Grandin.
I left Panama
There was
City.
no coming back from that shit.
I left PCV and picked you up that night.
And I'll tell you what, another crazy thing that I remember about that, because it happened in the afternoon. I was supposed to play a gig with Josh Smith, which I never made it to. But you came and picked me up, and I remember it wasn't a chain. It was just like
Seafood Jubilee.
Seafood
Jubilee. It was fucking amazing.
It was fire.
I know, it's gone
It was so good.
we all talked about it forever.
It was the best seafood. It was just like just random.
It had like the checkered plastic. It had like the checkered plastic tablecloths over like picnic tables and shit.
You'd never think, but man, it was so fucking good.
I know. I'd still brag about it. I tried to look it up, and it's gone now.
Yeah, of course it is.
But
because this is why we can't have nice things.
It was fucking delicious.
Yeah, it was great. I even remember what I had.
I had scallops.
I had the triggerfish.
Ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's funny shit. How you fucking remember that kind of stuff.
It is crazy what you remember, because and it's also crazy what you don't remember, because I've had maybe not so much with our fans, but with people who have encountered me over the years. I've had plenty of those experiences where someone will go, "Do you remember this?" And I have absolutely no recollection. Which, you know, shocker. You know, I'm a black.
Can't remember it all. Yeah.
You know, I was a long time blackout drunk, alcoholic, and drug addict. You know, so there's a whole bunch of shit that I don't. There are entire gigs that I don't remember. That's another part of my story that I will tell when I'm asked to share my story, is that, you know, the idea of passing out in one state and waking up in another. You know, which happened a bunch. You know, it happened a lot.
We toured hard.
Yeah, we toured very hard.
That was a lot of shows a year.
Yeah.
It still is.
Well, I paid for my I paid for the record that I released in 2012. I paid for that largely with money that I made touring with you. That's how I could pay for that record. Between that and the pawn shop, that's how I paid for that record.
Oh God, Bill's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I haven't
Yeah.
heard that in a minute.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Whew. I remember like those early years of you in the Grove, and then like we recorded a demo of Close My Eyes at Jonathan Singleton's.
That's right.
Yeah. That was the first demo of that song.
I remember that. It was a good demo too.
It was.
Like that was a good demo.
I'm not so sure we didn't use it.
We may
Because I think we ran out of time on the record and we just used the demo.
that would I'd have to listen to it again, and I'd be able to tell you by listening to it if it was the demo or not. Because I remember.
I think I remember playing it in the studio.
Yeah, I don't think, but I remember the demo was really good. I remember, and you would always know that you had a good song if the demo was like, whoa, then you knew that you could breathe even more life into it if you had a little bit more time. And I remember some of that studio stuff that we did, it just really taking on a life of its own, especially on the Locks and Keys record. I remember really enjoying, and it's not, some of it kind of felt a little rushed and that, but there was also this kind of magic that you could kind of, this little electricity that you could kind of feel behind some of those tracks, and really, it's like, this is pretty cool, So yeah.
We had some great songs. We were just talking about that with Jeff's interview. It was like, is there anything that you feel like you didn't get to do in this band that you always wanted to see happen, or that you always wanted to accomplish and we never did? Like a music video that never got made, or something that we never finished.
I literally was like, I don't know, I feel like we did pretty much everything we possibly could have.
I regret that we didn't get to go to even more far off places than we did. I regret that. And I remember that interview that we did for the Jackson Sun.
Totally forgot about that.
And we always, the three of us, took some really good pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we took really good pictures. I mean, not me, I'm just speaking for myself, not so much now. Because these days I kind of look like death warmed over, but...
we all got older.
but some of us aged like, I aged like I picked the wrong Grail in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
You've chosen.
You have chosen poorly.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
Anyway.
Oh, shit.
Where was I?
I don't know.
So, now, I feel like because it was the three of us for so long, and we were just like dealing with that classic Spinal Tap issue of never being able to have a drummer that could stick around for longer than 6 months to a year without like spontaneously combusting or dying in a bizarre gardening accident or something like that. It was one of those things where I felt like we could have even had better legs than we did, but Yeah, and I don't know that that's so much a regret. It's just, and now with the benefit of hindsight, I can look back at all that stuff and tell you that really it was my own youthfulness and lack of experience that I wish that I could have brought more to the table in terms of just. I wish I could have been a better part of the whole, but it turned out pretty well.
As we said, we were all young.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Well, that's how time works.
Wow.
Do you know anyone that's Benjamin buttoning it up right now?
No, but that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I always, like when you think about vampires, vampires that have been around for like 500 of that. How, like, at a certain point, you just want to die. You just want somebody to put a stake in your heart. Because it's like you run out of things to do. I mean, there's only so many necks you can bite before it gets pretty boring. It's like pass the fucking garlic, dude.
Fuck. There's only so many necks you can bite. That's my next t-shirt. I can't wait to make that shirt. It's happening. Holy shit. Are you guys Ghost fans?
Yes.
Yeah, well, obviously you know that I'm a bigger Sleep Token fan.
Right.
Sleep Token too.
And I found them like before a lot of people did, because I discovered those guys back in 2021.
Well, Ghost. The reason I ask is they're coming to Nashville next week. They're this Saturday. I'm
gonna be
going.
awesome.
I'm going.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped.
But I saw Sleep Token in 2023 in St. Louis at a place called the Hawthorne Club, 1,300 people capacity, and that's back when you could still see those guys in a small club. You can't now.
Are you familiar with a band called Carnival?
Yeah, I love Carnival.
So they're releasing more music now.
Yes, I've heard about that.
And I think they're going to be doing a short tour as well.
That's going to be awesome.
I know. I think I'm not sure they'll come to the States, but if they go somewhere, like, we're going to go check them out.
I really back in May, Poppy came to Nashville, and I really wanted to see her because I'm a big Poppy fan. I think, are you familiar with her?
I've heard the name. I don't know if I know.
Dude.
We cover Violence Against Nature.
Oh my god. Well, okay, so that's the song she did with Bad Omens. But her solo stuff is just off the chain. And she kind of does a David Bowie-esque thing, kind of reinvents herself with every album and EP, and she's constantly putting out new music. I don't know how she finds time to tour, put out new music as much as she does.
Well, I know her brother because he lives in Nashville and he comes to the parties like where we do all of our music and stuff. And he says that
she is incredible.
Well, it's none of it is her doing it. It's she's just the face of it.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's unfortunate because, like I really dig that stuff. I thought she had more to do with the creative process than she did.
No. But yeah, they're doing a great job with her.
Yeah, they are. Somebody's doing a great job with her.
Oh man. Well, is there anything else you guys want to add that you think people would love to know about?
Oh, I've always got something, but I don't know if you want it, but I've always got something. I am so grateful that we had, because I met the first time that Jeff and we should talk for a second about this, because you and I didn't know each other
Mm.
before this band.
No.
You know, you were in that Memphis band. What was it called?
Deep Shack.
Big Deep Shack. Yeah. And we had come down to see them. And you were telling me that these were the guys that you were gonna, and so we initially met, and I don't think it was until you and I played on stage together for the first time at the Number 10 where you and I both kind of understood that we were the, you know, kind of music nerds of the,
Right.
you know, like the shredder dudes in the band,
Right.
you know, and we kind of got along on those terms, and the more we learned about each other's musical background, the kind of, you know, the more that friendship was forged, you know. So that was a really, you know, and that was kind of a bittersweet thing because there were a whole bunch of things about that first time out that weren't ideal, that were less than great.
I mean, I had 2 weeks to put a band together, and
Yeah.
and I didn't think I was going to
and-
be doing that, so I wasn't ready.
And so there were some pieces of the puzzle that didn't quite want to fit the way they were supposed to, but you know, then there you know, the core, I think the core takeaway of that 2006 summer, you know, Sturgis excursion was that the three of us got along really, really well. That the three of us, that there was something that we could develop there. I think that was probably the key takeaway from that.
Yeah, there were 7 people on that stage, and
7 people on that stage, and the three of us kind of, you know, coalesced. And well, we kind of rose to the top. And we found, you know, it was kind of a found family. You know, it was. There were so many times, yeah, and I still will tell this story. You know, like we had a whole you know, closet full of inside jokes. You know, we'd go out to a restaurant, and at the end of the meal, we'd always ask the waitress, "Excuse me, miss, do you have a small box that we can put our meat in?"
I still do that.
And then, you know, a tisket, a tasket, a motherfucking Italian bread basket. You know?
I still say that too.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
That shit's stuck.
Yeah, and it was like shorthand, and you know, think about how old we were, because 2006, that's almost 20 years ago. So I wasn't 30 yet. You know, we're all about the same, you know, very close to the same age. And when you're in your late 20s and your early 30s, there is just this weird no man's land of, you never feel like you've achieved the success that you feel like you should have, but you're not dead yet either, and it's just like, what the fuck do I do, you know? And I think it's at that time in someone's life where if you have really good people that you trust implicitly around you, it can help you through it can help you through that uncertainty. And you know, I'm very grateful that we had each other during that time of our lives.
Yeah, I think we were all in the right place at the right time. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Way to go, dudes.
We did it!